Hello guys, welcome back to the second HSMP Podcast, the second HSMP Podcast, and today we are joined by one of our biggest members. Has made quite an impact on the server in the short time, or kind of short time they've been here. Kind of a newcomer to the community. Sid Makes Vids, introduce yourself.
Hello, I am Sid from Sid Makes Vids. Yeah.
Yeah, and she's she's our most consistent content creator apart from me. She makes pretty unique content and she comes up with the most confusing lore. But today, me and her, we are going to be answering some Q&A questions from you guys that you in the community may have seen me ping about. And Sid, I'm going to ping you in the first question so you can go straight to it.
Alrighty.
And so the first question is, will Hyper ever get a plugin, or will it stay as a vanilla server?
I think that's more something for you to answer.
Yeah, it's going to stay vanilla forever, because that's the twist. The twist is it being vanilla Minecraft, because that is so unique nowadays, which is crazy to say, but that is so unique nowadays that it is a twist now. Like, it is quite literally a twist.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. So 82 Llama, aka Raggy, says, what made you want to take the HSMP in a lore direction rather than chaos or something like that? Well,
did you ping me?
Oh, it's the question after the one I pinged you.
Okay, we swag.
Yeah,
swag.
So, well, I assume he says, like, plugins and stuff and, like, lifesteal and stuff. The thing is, we have gone in that direction before. And that was before Sid joined. And we went in a lifesteal direction. We added a lifesteal plugin. And let's just say, it did not work, and it killed the server for a period of time. I like how she's just emphasizing it by shaking her head. But yeah, it didn't work. And as you can see, the activity is working now. Like, we're very active, and we've been active for 6 months this season. So, and it's crazy how this season is the longest lasting season of the HSMP. It just doesn't feel like it. Like, it was 6 months ago when you filmed your first videos.
Home?
Sorry?
Me or you?
You?
No.
Yeah, it was 6 months ago. Well, 5-ish.
No, April.
Oh, well, for her it was April.
For season 2, yeah.
For this season,
Yeah, for this season, yeah, for real.
Yeah, 6 months is crazy already. But the content and the activity is definitely skyrocketing at the moment, along with the popularity of the server, and we're all benefiting off of it. But to take in a lore direction, answering your question, is Dream SMP started us off, but lore and vanilla was working, and to summarize it, that what worked, we stuck with, and it's still working. So when the next season comes around, what are you hoping to add or remove plugin-wise? Well, we have a PvP plugin, which limits certain items for the PvP kit, and we'd probably just like polish that off. Maybe for this season or next season, we'd have some custom coded modded events, like with like big explosions and stuff, like custom textures and stuff. But that's kind of what I want, custom explosions, craters and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Put me in a nope, not that one. Your favorite moment? Oh, well, you can answer this as well, Sid. So my favorite moment this season is the lag of the explosion finally ending, and suddenly everything, like when I saw spawn, I just like that reaction in my actual video was the first time I had comprehended and took in everything. Like when you guys see that, like in my Can You Trust Them video, when the white screen fades after you hear like the ground rumbling, that is my genuine reaction to finally walking up and seeing what had happened to everything. And something that big happening on that of a scale. I mean, think about it. I've made like so many videos regarding like around that spawn in OG season 1. And that place is so special, and it finally being blown up, it kind of forced me to go in a new direction with my content, and that made me make the Skulk video. But what about you, Sid?
So first of all, outside of the like physical Minecraft world and the physical acting, one of the like biggest moments for me was like when I saw your trailer for your Skulk video on Twitter. It like hit me, like that was the first moment where I was like, oh my gosh, this is like, I'm in the type of position I wanted to be when I started watching SMP content, like when I was 14. Like I'm finally in an SMP like this. Like this is insane.
Aw.
Because like in your trailer I was in it.
Yeah.
But like that was crazy. But then within the Minecraft world, I'd have to say honestly probably when dude, I don't even know, like Lily's part was really cool. Wherever
That was sick.
Lily, like that was really cool. But like I guess my favorite one was I guess when we finished the Coliseum. Because when we finished the Coliseum, that was really like it marked a lot of different things. Like we spent forever before we actually finished the Coliseum. And that was within the server dying and Will quitting and all those things. And so, like, it marked a lot of really big things. And so whenever we finished the Coliseum, that was like, whoa, man. Like, this is kind of a new era within the season.
Yeah, with the trailer, that trailer I posted on Twitter properly did well. Like, it captured like the eyes of some like Bliss members, and like it properly took off. Like it's crazy how something unique is just that glorified now in the niche. I think it's just like people haven't seen something unique for that long. They've been literally deprived of it.
It's also the start of something like really great.
Yeah, exactly. And we're definitely starting something great here at the Hyper SMP. But yeah, a quick question for the Hyper SMP public community in the Discord. Is there a way to become guests? Yes, we hold a lot of events and a lot of milestone events for where you can join, like, react to something and get entered into Spin the Wheel for free, and you can get a free guest week. And a few people have actually become permanent members through that. So it is a good opportunity. Hyper, when and why did you start the server? Oh, I love this question! When and why did I start the server? So, back in late January 2021, 3 whole years ago, 3 years and 2 months ago, I started the Hyper SMP because I was a Dream SMP wannabe. And we tried to copy it, and we did copy it. It didn't do good, and I ended it. But the modern version of the Hyper SMP, so basically, I had just ended my third channel. It got to like 1.5k, and I was spamming shorts, and I was like, this is getting nowhere. I'm getting 80 views a video. This is not cutting it. I'm never going to get anywhere. I'm not being pushed by YouTube. So I'm ending this channel, and I'm going to start a new one. And I'm going to stick to one niche and do what I can do best, and that's Minecraft content. And I started making Minecraft content. I made Bed Wars content, and I made SMP content, which probably wasn't a good mix, but it worked. And I went from getting 40 views a video on that channel to then getting 300 views a video, which obviously was a massive increase for me at the time. Obviously not a lot of views now, but a big increase for me at the time. And I thought with that success, I should, capitalize off of this. I should start pumping out way more content and create an SMP server, because I knew that would bring me so much content, especially since it's my server. And then 30 videos later, like, I think a little bit less, like 20 videos later on that channel, that's how many videos I did on the Hyper SMP. So yes, it brought me a lot. But yeah, that's the reason why I started the modern Hyper SMP, because obviously at the time I was getting success, and a way to capitalize on that was to create a new place I could make content. What made me go through with it? Well, I guess just motivation, really.
Hey, one thing I will say that's a really cool, like, parallel. You started the Hyper SMP in January of 2020. I started my channel fully in January of 2021.
That's crazy. The Hyper SMP is as old as your channel.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good input. What was your full... Okay, that's a personal question to Blevs. Blevs, I'm sorry, but not everyone wants to hear about that. Will Hyper SMP ever be passed on to a new owner? Now, I personally think there will be a time and day where the old 28 Hyper will have to retire, and I want this server to hit the 10-year milestone one day, even if it dies. I want it to hit the 10-year, but maybe if I can't own it for that long, I might have to pass it to someone else, but they'd have to be properly trusted and properly loyal. When did you... Okay, this is a personal question to me. When did you start doing YouTube, and when did you start making actual good progress, and how did you make said progress? So, I feel like you guys have got to really listen in for this if you're aspiring content creators. For a long ass time, I made terrible videos. I trend jacked. I I made variety content, which doesn't work if you're not already famous. I hate to break it to you. Not in this day and age. And I did that, and I got the odd video where it cracked like 20k views, but then I get most of the time like 50 views a video, which obviously equals 0 fan base, and that wasn't cutting it for me, so I started a new channel, and then that was when I saw real progress, when I was uploading on one niche and uploading and like upping the quality of every single video, and my first SMP video on the Hyper SMP got 1k views, and they would average like 500 views till the end of the season. And yeah, that's where I started seeing real progress. But then I made a new channel, started making better and better content, and then that's when I started getting thousands of views.
Yep.
Yeah. What would you say about the state of your channel, Sid, right now?
No comment, but like as you know right now, I'm working on getting a second channel kind of set up, like what you did, like kind of remaking a channel, but it's not going very well.
Yeah, so she's trying to replicate what I did by starting a new channel, and I need to talk to you about that afterwards, but you know, it's about a lot of commitment. But how long does it take to edit one of my videos? So if I really want, it can take me a week. But if I want to make a good video, it'll take like 2 to 3 weeks. But this is to do with discipline and constantly just forcing yourself to do it. Or have like 1 hour a day when you don't have your phone. You turn your second monitors off. You shut down your laptop. Things like that. External devices, external distractions, and you just edit. That's what I do. Why did you decide to make the Hyper? Well, I already answered that. Do you plan to keep the Hyper SMP open to applications forever? Yeah, to be honest, I feel like that differs us from other servers, because there's always an option for people to keep flowing in and out of the server, rather than us opening the applications, getting a flood of new members, closing them, everyone leaving, the hype to the SMP completely dying, and the only thing keeping it alive will be trusting the people to upload videos, which I'm not willing to take that risk. What is your prediction for this year on the Hyper SMP? Unpredictable. Absolutely unpredictable. But I only see us going up. What about you, Sid?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the whole gut feeling thing.
The gut feeling. She has a... Do you want to summarize that? Because it's a long explanation.
Yeah, basically, I get gut feelings and they typically end up being right. However, with what's been happening so far this year, what with, again, 2 big headliners of the SMP community from the early 20s, like from Dream SMP with Dream and Wilbur being canceled, much like how Carson and Schlatt of SMP Live were canceled shortly before 2020, and before the Dream SMP rose to power. There's now a power vacuum, and the Dream SMP is fully dead. And
Life still is dying.
And life still is dying as well. And so there's a big old gap in the SMP community, and I think like I have a really big gut feeling that if we take advantage of this, we could become the next big server. Yeah,
and she thinks since like, in 2020 there was a lot of like similar things going on back then to now. I won't go through and list all the events, but like a lot of similarities and coincidences. And we think that if we properly commit, we could blow up this year. But...
Hyper, give me 1 second. My father's calling me.
Okay, well, I'll answer these next couple questions. Are the rumors true on this being the last season? Well, I say this every single season, and it being the last season or not really depends on the demand and how good this season goes. Because if I see there's been progress, like if this season has been better than last season, then I'm like, there is promise for another season. And if there's demand, if we have a community, which at the moment we do, the rumors may be false, but at the moment, I'm planning for this to be the last season. But I always say that, and I never commit to that statement. So, yeah, I'm just aiming for one big old season where we can tell a good story and millions of people can remember. Do you have any regrets/proud moments in this server? If so, name a couple, and why would you consider... The thing is, I think every decision I've ever made has positively impacted the server one way or another. Like, every controversial person I've added has taught me something. Like... every, every person who's just stayed in the server and just sat there for the clout, you know, I've learned something from that. I don't think I've made a single decision like that I regret, because every single bad decision and good decision I've made, I've learned from. And it's made me a lot more wise in this sort of like ownership role. So no, I don't actually regret anything, but proud moments in the server is just seeing, you know, people like High Swag making an absolute bang. Yeah.
My dad just said he's proud of me for being productive.
Well, I love your dad. Tell him I said that.
Okay.
Oh. But yeah, I absolutely have made no mistakes, and if I had made a mistake, the server wouldn't exist right now. Proud moments. I'm very proud of like Tora. I'm very proud of Highstack. I'm very proud of Blevs. Very proud of Lily. They've all made an absolutely great job on their new videos.
And they've grown a lot from what I've seen, from how much I've known them.
Yeah, they've grown. They've grown so much as people. Am I going to wish you happy birthday, Retri? How did I learn to PvP? Just constant commitment. You know, just constantly getting at it, like constantly just practicing. Are you good at 1.8 PvP? Nope. How much longer do you think the season will go on for, and will there be another afterwards? Well, the thing is, we had a spike of activity, but we're still very active, but we're not getting any more active. We're flatlining in our activity, you could say. Like, it hasn't changed.
Hey.
Yeah?
No, sorry, my mum just called me.
Oh. How far do you see HSMP going time-wise? Months. Like, months, maybe years. Like, it's gone on for that long already, and we're in the best state we've ever been in right now. Will there ever be a plug-in? Nah. The originality would just be out the window if that was the case. Do you think that the HSMP will continue to grow or stay at the same level? If you think it's going to grow, which it obviously is, thank you, Carden. How big do you think it will eventually get? Well, that really depends on the members' productivity, which has improved a lot recently, and I'm proud of all of them for doing it. And at the moment, we're taking risks as a server to, you know, get out members who are just freeloading and get in new no-names that we could build up to hopefully grow the server more. And yeah, that's kind of really the tactic. I feel like we will grow a lot, though. I'm going to put a lot of time into advertisements. I'm going to put a lot of time into my own videos. I've got plans for blow-up videos, because if you guys don't know, my formula for my channel is I post a video that I put a lot of time into that'll be like 15 minutes plus. And for a filler video, just to keep my community active, I'll post a 6-minute long video just to get my views up for that month. And just to keep my community going, just to see if I've got returning viewers still coming back, you know, kind of just to update my community technically, but it also benefits me. Hold up, Sid's just messaged me. Oh yeah, fair enough. Yep, yeah, we can bring that out. And yeah, how big do I eventually think it will get? At the moment, we're probably a top 20 server, I'd say. I think we have potential to get top 10, because that's not too difficult. And I reckon if we really all try hard enough, for top 5. Even top 1. How many members are in the server right now? I don't know, like 50, 40. Who in the SMP has the most subscribers? I think it used to be Pantro. No, actually, no, it used to be Archwell. He had like 80k, no, 95k. Hello. Where's my artist role? Well, you're not an artist. Who do you think has the most potential in the server? Ooh, I love this. I don't know, this is a weird question, because everyone has potential. I'm not going to say me, because that's boring. Consistency. Lily Likes is showing a lot of consistency right now. They're 6 minutes into another video, which is great for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for real.
Sid, you're super consistent. You just need to up the quality of your videos, and you'd be going somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Jester, pretty consistent. High Swag, great at editing, but not consistent in the slightest. I'm just gonna say Scrousey, man. Scrousey could blow up whenever he wanted to. He just doesn't.
Yeah, for real.
I'm just gonna, like, boring answer, Scrousey. Interesting answer, either Lily, High Swag, or Sid. Because if you guys all put in the effort, you could probably actually get somewhere.
Thanks, mate.
That's right, mate. Where do I get my skin from? Jack Arthur Taylor made it for me. He's kind of like my little brand guy. He's done everything for my brand. That's actually all of the questions done, but I think that's like lasted 20 minutes of content. Sid does have some things she wants to bring up, though. Yes,
I do.
Yeah.
First of all, so one thing that I wanted to bring up, because we talked about like how the like I started my channel when y'all started the server. Like since it's literally been a year, but just in the time that I've been here, but also before that with the videos you guys have made, what's really cool about the Hyper SMP is that for a lot of the members, you guys have like made a time capsule of y'all's like puberty years, of y'all growing up.
Yeah.
Like we talk about it a lot, but like I think it's really cool because it's like not a lot of people have that. Like very few people. Like you got like I don't know, like Tommy Annette and Tubbo who have like literal time capsules of from when they were really young to now. Look at where they are, almost like 20
that really separates us from other servers. Like Strength SMP is an example. It's a big server, or like Lifesteal or Bliss. They're massive servers with great content. But like what they don't have that we have is literal fucking time capsule in the quality of our videos, the pitch of our voice, the maturity. It's just changed so much over the years, and you have a good point there.
Like you guys have literally grown up with the Hyper SMP, and I joined like pretty late into it.
Yeah,
but
that was a year ago.
Yeah, like it's wild, dude. It's wild being able to like see that because like even for me, like one of the first videos I made like involved with the Hyper SMP was the video with like Tourette's, that thing with Simon and Highswag or Simone and Highswag.
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, that was before Simone transitioned, and also it showed like a lot of Highswag and Simone, like how they were a lot before they matured a bit. Like it showed them as like very young kids, and it showed even how I was.
That period of time, I remember their horrible cat gifs.
Oh good lord.
Yeah, I remember that, but we've changed a lot.
Yeah, and I think that's another thing that sets this server apart is the fact that it is literally just made completely of kids. Like, even the people who are, like, legal adults are just that legal adults. They're like 18, 19. They're not, like, 25-year-olds on a server making content. Like, everybody on the server are teens, or kids. And I think that's what really sets us apart in terms of story, in terms of lore, in terms of motivation to play. Because at the end of the day, we don't lose the motivation to play because it's a video game. We love the video game. We play for fun. We make this story for fun. And we have the unbridled imagination of kids.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. We've got insane creativity and imagination.
Yeah, for real. But anything you want to add to that point?
I just want to say that just sets us apart massively. It's... But yeah, your second point you wanted to bring up.
Yes. So this is more of like me and Hyper thing. But also how I got introduced to the Hyper SMP. So around February of last year, it was January, I saw this dude named Pixelated. One of his videos came up on my For You page on YouTube by chance. And randomly, he was the first person I ever like saw a video of, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna add him on Discord. Like, he was the very first person, which is insane.
That's crazy.
And so, like, I added him on Discord, and he added me back, because he is and was pretty small at that point, but he still, like, had, like, a couple thousand, I think, or, like, 7,000, I think, no. But, like, he was decently big enough, but he still, like, accepted my friend request and all that. And then, like, a month and a half later, he was like, hey, do you want to be in some kids' videos for Minecraft? I was like, sure. And that's how I met Hyper. Me and him did some kids' videos together. It very quickly ended.
Yeah.
But then during that, I was kind of like, yo, like, I've been wanting to get into SMP content. And then Hyper's like, well, do you want to join the Hyper SMP? And that's how this happened. Like, dude, if I hadn't been shown that video, and if I hadn't decided, okay, I'm gonna befriend this guy on Discord, like, I would not be standing on Podcast Island of Hyper SMP Season 3 right now.
It didn't exist, bro. We wouldn't have known each other. Like,
yeah, for real.
Bottom line, we would just not have known each other. Which is crazy. Yeah, we met by quite literally pure chance. Like, it's crazy how a lot of these decisions, these random ass decisions, have sprouted out and branched into these fucking huge friendships and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah. You got another point, haven't you?
Yeah, so this one is more of just like a, I don't know. So, whenever Will started, so Will isn't really a member of the server anymore, but for people who don't know, Will has been a long time content creator friend of mine because we met on a cruise way, way back when. And for a little period of time, he was on season 2 and season 3. And then he quit. And me and him still collaborate on stuff, but he's not on HSMP anymore. But I think back in 2022 or maybe beginning of 23, I don't know, I made Will a skin for Minecraft, and that's like something that's kind of like carried over is like for a lot of like different lore things, namely I made Rage Demon skin, and I made a bunch of different skins for myself, but also for my friend Sammy on Pope SMP, and for the Skulk arc I made I think I made Target a skin, I made you a bunch of skins, Ruby a bunch of skins, myself a bunch of skins, and showed other people how to make them. And like I think that's something like really cool that it's like I would never, because I'm not a very like visual arts person. I'm not a very like artisty drawing person. But like making skins for some reason is insanely easy for me. So like that's something that's like kind of strange that I like would have never pinned onto like, oh, that's something that like, I don't know, sets me apart. But like little things like that, like I can make skins, and then like what was it? Like there was some other like little niche thing. Oh, like with Tora creating like texture packs and stuff, and Jack Arthur Taylor making OSTs. Like there's a bunch of people on here that have little like niche talents and stuff that I find like really cool.
Yeah, we've got quite an efficient roster. To be fair, we can get a lot more done and a lot more unique things done than most servers.
Yeah, and so that's all that I had. Wait.
Oh yeah.
So another thing I want to add is just a note, just like seeing the Hyper SMP in this aspect. With one thing about the Hyper SMP is like Hyper wants people to grow within their content, and I think that's really cool. And this isn't just me saying it to like put Hyper in a good light or anything. Like genuinely, there's like I've seen a ton of communities, even like with Pope SMP and like a different SMP that I was on like way back when. Nobody had that, and we have a whole like section dedicated to it over by
the Discord.
Yeah, over in the Discord. Yeah, we have a whole section dedicated to it, and it's just like video help, like thumbnails. If you need this, like just ping this person and they can help you. Like I think that's really cool, and it's like a Hyper SMP is a place where genuinely you can grow into being better in content. And so I think that's really cool.
If you wanted to, you can become a good creator. Some people put skull emojis for 2 minutes in their videos. Some people do try, and I like that. But
some people that just DM me.
Yeah, and I've always said this. I'd rather everybody in the server receive 10,000 subscribers than personally growing to 1 million. Like I'd much rather us all grow together than me myself just grow. Like I'd want the server to be remembered over me. Like personally, I because at the end of the day, my goal with the Hyper SMP is not to earn money. It's obviously slightly to build a community, but it's also just to leave my mark here on the SMP space, which I haven't quite done yet. But I want to leave my mark. I want millions of people to remember my story, even if it's cringe, even if it's like, oh, Hyper SMP, you really Hyper SMP stan. You know, I still think that's quite funny and quite cool. Like,
like even if it does get looked, even if it's like referred to as like, oh, you were a Hyper SMP stan. Like thinking about that is so cool.
It's so cool. Yeah, it's like a stereo. I don't know. Any type of recognition, I think, is so cool.
Oh my god, I just remembered something. What? One thing that was like, when I genuinely like realized, oh my gosh, this is like becoming a real thing, is whenever during the Skulk arc, somebody on the public SMP like looked through your name MC. Oh no, it was either my name MC or your name MC, and found your final like skulk form.
Oh yeah.
And they're like, guys, this is gonna be the next stage of the skulk, guys.
Someone fucking leaked it. Like, we had leaks that we didn't intend. Some random in the public leaked my final skulk form.
It's like just little things like that are like, oh my god, like whenever the fan art was made, like genuinely, like just these little things that have happened.
My fan art's been
like
popping recently.
Yeah, the fan art's been insane recently, but like the fan art happening, and then like what was it? Like people I haven't personally seen it, but like people mentioning like Hyper SMP within like my own server Nobility. Like on the public, there are people mentioning like Hyper SMP who have never who aren't in the public of Hyper SMP, who just like saw a video
and,
or like saw a video that I did on it.
Recognized like to being in the top successful SMPs. Like we've been put in tier lists, and like I said, we haven't been necessarily put very high in the tier lists. But
it's still yeah, exactly.
We're still there. We've recognized.
Yeah.
But man, the server has come way further than people think, and like a lot of creators know about the server, and I don't know, I think even if we quit now, like we've still done a lot, and we've still made it further than 99% of the entire community. Like that's crazy.
I genuinely think like Hyper SMP is like, yeah, if we were to quit now, we've already accomplished a lot. However, I feel like the sky's the limit with Hyper SMP. Like, we have so many unique aspects, and so many things that the community is lacking right now. And so I genuinely think that if we do continue to put effort into it, because we're making changes now, and we're starting to like lock in a bit more, if we continue to make changes and continue to work towards, making this server just that much better, that much more palatable to the greater SMP community, then really, I think, genuinely, we can become a great server.
Yeah, I don't know, just this whole podcast is just making me giddy. It's like making me quite literally giddy about this. Like, I'm actually getting so like hyped about it.
For real.
I'm just scrolling through my streams, and like I've only just comprehended how many views I've like increased in my streams. Like,
for real,
multiple of these have 300. Like some of these are like 600.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the server has come so far, and like she said, like the sky is the limit. We have a lot of qualities that a lot of servers don't have, and that is a down to earth community. Like, we aren't fully optimized. Like, we're not crazy Mr. Beastified optimized, but we've got channels to help with YouTube. But we're not robotic either. It's a good mix of everything, really.
Mhm. It's like the perfect medium.
Exactly, and that's what I'm thinking too. Yeah, I think coming to an end, but I think a few last things I want to say to like aspiring content creators is that yes, you see these blow up videos. Of people like they've been making their blow up videos, they're getting like 80k views on a video, and like they're getting 1,000 subscribers. But you've got to think about the grind and the consistency behind that. Like, obviously people have just made a blow up video and blown up instantly, but if you can't even make a video that hits 10k, or if you can't even like consistently make videos that get thousands of views, how do you expect yourself to be able to be worthy of pulling a 1 million view video? Like, that's what I've learned from this podcast called The Test Run. Wenzo said, if you can't pull 10,000 views on a video, how do you expect to be able to pull a milli? Like, that has literally just coursed through my veins, and that's why I'm so like consistent now, because that's my mindset. The moment I hit a 10k is the moment I push for a 100k, and the moment I hit a 100k is the moment I push for a blow up, and that's my mindset. And I haven't yet hit a 10k, but I'm getting a lot of views per video. That's my mindset. So for you guys watching this and listening to this, be consistent. Don't scrap your videos. Just bang out those videos. Improve every upload. and consistency is literally key. It's not about uploading 30-minute videos every 3 months now. It's about consistency. That's how you build a community too. Is there anything else you want to add, Sid?
Not really. I mean, like, I feel like we've covered, like, a lot of, you know, what the server is and answering some Q&A stuff. And I think, like, if you guys want to have your questions answered here, like, obviously, like, you can go to the Discord. Like, I'm sure it'll be put in the description of this video. But y'all can go to the public Discord, and then there's a Q&A tab. Y'all can ask questions, and either me and Hyper will answer them, or Hyper and whoever else he brings on the podcast. But, like, there's so many topics we can touch on rather than just, like, you know, just the server, just content creation. Like, there's so many things that go into it, whether it be, like, how we create lore, creating stories, you know, like, Hypersolving, like, he was asked about, like, PvP stuff. Like, there's so many aspects just to the game in general, and to, like, the making of videos, like, what goes behind them that we can answer. So, if y'all want more of this, then, like, please let us know.
Yeah. And if this gets high demand, Sid, you might be able to come back.
I will get put back in the cellar.
Yeah, we'll take her out the cellar just for this. She's going back in after this.
Oh, my vitamin D deficiency. It's coming
anyway,
back.
guys, hopefully this will become a consistent thing. We're gonna start doing these podcasts way more consistently. And thank you for listening. If you stuck to the end, so fucking drop a sub. Yeah, this is the end of the second HSMP podcast. If you want to go listen to the first one, it's on the channel. It's with Talk Goose 50. We basically covered the same topics, but at an earlier time. So that podcast was in season 2. But without further ado, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.